Alright, BobalosRex here, and sorry for the extremely late video today, and if you saw the earlier non-audio news, sorry about that too. Um, Computers be like that. So, if you wanted to see my actual vault, you didn't get to see it, but I ended up getting this Mythic Track Helm out of my dungeon slot, so I converted it with my extra charge that I had this week. Now, as far as the weeklies, what do we got? We got Titan Discs. That was the main weekly this week, so you can do that in Delves, whatever. You got Sparks of War and Undermine this week. Solo Shuffle is the quest this week. You got Random BGs, the other PvP quest this week. The big event this week is Time Walking Classic. So you can go do your classic time walking, and that vendor's up if you need to grab anything. The dungeon this week is Operation Floodgate, so you can get that done for some extra rep. Now, since I always go over it, World Boss is up in Dornogal. Don't forget to hit up Godfather for your free piece. And Shadehounds are up in the Maw, so you can hit them up if you need them. Now, what else is going on this week? Well, it's Turbo Mode. If you haven't seen my Turbo Mode video, well, the vendor's all up right here, and then the quest is up right here. Now, the quest is 5 raid bosses. It says normal, but you can do it in LFR, okay? So you can do it in LFR. Also, we got the new upgrade levels, so Myth and Hero Track go up to 8 now, instead of just 6. So that's good. And then crafted gear can also be upgraded more. And remember, that extra item comes from the vendor right over here. Alright. So, that's most of the stuff going on in the live game. There is an achievement here that I want to talk about. Triple Threat, Enterprising Dungeon Master. This is now available, so you can work on this now. It's not retroactive. It's just new feeder strength added in starting today or yesterday, respectively. Or actually, yeah, yesterday. Also, crests are uncapped and Valor Stones are tradable, so that's good. Tradable amongst your characters. Conquests and Bloody Tokens are also uncapped too, PvPers. Alright. And there were a few class tunings in PvP tuning, so you can check those out if you want to look at the latest hot fixes. Otherwise, just, keep playing the game, see what happens. SOD. No one knows what's going on in SOD. Maybe we'll hear something this month. People were complaining about the buff not being out yet, and I'm just like, oh well. Then we got Fresh. There were some more hardcore DDoS deaths and revives, respectively, so that's good. The Blizzard's keeping up with that. And as far as Kata Classic, everyone cares about MOP, and they're raid testing MOP on the test realm. Speaking of test realm, testing of 11.1.7 has got some updates. So the Legion meta has been removed. So we don't know when we'll see the Legion meta. Maybe it will be back before the PTR is over. Maybe it won't. We'll have to see how that turns out. There's also the Greedy Emissary event up for testing on the PTR. You can get to testing that if you want, or I'll be checking that out. Also, Undercoins were tradable in the PTR, but again, they were tradable last patch too, and then they stopped. So who knows what's up with that. Next, Hearthstone. Alright, we're done with WoW. That's most of WoW news. Oh, the time walking difficulty increase. We'll have to see how that ends up playing out. And I'll let you know. Now, done with WoW. Let's move on to Hearthstone. Hearthstone, what's going on? You got the mini set out. You can get that for 2k gold. I know I did. There's the new event. You can do that. And it's basically the same decks. Right now, it's Imbune Hunter and Imbune Druid that are winning games, so you can play that or the old stuff. Farok is basically the new Yogg. So there's that. The guy I watched, Zeddy, he's saying maybe balance patch next week. Expansion announcement won't be till June, and launch may not even be till July. So Hearthstone is kind of just in that here's the mini set. Maybe we'll get some balances and see what happens. All right. Diablo. They added the Raven of the Tree to major cities, so it's easier to turn in whispers, which is great. We are in Season 8. There's no secret titles that I just now found out, apparently, for all the other seasons. But they're not in this. They just put it in the season journey, which is good, because now I know about them. There are also some hotfixes, and then the Berserk thing is ongoing, and that's going to the 20th. Also, I didn't mention it about WoW. The Twitch drop is going till next week, and Visions start next week. Okay, so Visions are going to start next week. It's going to be Stormwind, and where you're going to see them at is actually going to be over here. Alright, so be prepared for Visions next week for WoW. And then Overwatch Street Fighter next week. So that will be cool. And then Rumble, Darkmoon Fair, Bling, and the login bonus start next week, and Bling is over. And that's basically it for the news. It's a pretty slow week, and sorry for how late the news came out, having some technical difficulties as usual, you know. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.